Now I'm officially starting in both places. So, welcome to Kundalini Yoga as taught by Denise Morgan. Want to always start with a nice yogic posture. So, I scoop out the flesh, the excess flesh under the rear end, and feel the sitting bones. If you just kind of wiggle a little bit back and forth or side to side, nestle in like a hen coming into its nest, and then really feel like you're sitting on a throne. Lift your spine, a spine of steel and a heart of gold. And so when you lift up the heart and the sternum, you can feel your core muscles engage. So you want to do that, but let the belly be big, like the Buddha. And the chin, that's the first place we want to start with our cervical vertebra, what I call the tech neck. We have this chin that jets forward, and usually we're down, right? Looking at our phones all the time. So, or computers, so we're stuck like that. Begin with a level, feel that it's parallel to the floor, and then tuck it back and see if you can feel an elongation back there. Close the eyes if you haven't already, and really soften the inner gaze. Feel that your eyeballs become more still, your eyelids become more heavy, and space is created now between the brows. Unfurrow and soften. Soften all the muscles around the ears, the jaw, the temporomandibular joint. Drop the bottom mandible, the bottom part. So more space between the teeth. And the tongue just relaxes. And a smile. Allow the corners of your lips to curl up and feel happy chemicals release. And now direct the inner gaze up and in to our Ajna chakra, third eye, gazing inside your skull. Think of it as like outer space, but yet inner space. Lifting the crown as you also feel the anchoring below. So feel that side, those two poles, grounding down, rooting down, and rooting to rise, lifting up. So rubbing the palms together creates heat, and the philosophy is that it stimulates the nadis or meridians in the palms of your hands, pushing the palms into each other, about 5 pounds of pressure, and the thumb knuckles go into a sternal notch where the vagus nerve comes. So this prayer pose is a wonderful position to calm us down, to flip the switch from fight, flight, freeze, the sympathetic nervous system, to rest and digest, restore and repair, and relax the parasympathetic nervous system. So first, let's just take a deep abdominal breath together. Inhale and visualize, sensitize to the diaphragm going down, warm and wide. So belly goes out, belly button out, ribs flare out, feel the back body expand, and maybe even your pelvic floor widening, getting warm. And as you exhale, navel center in and up, diaphragm floats up like a parachute, and the air moves out. Lung volume decreases. One more deep abdominal breath. Inhale, fill up. First the abdomen, belly button out. Bring it all the way down to feeling you are engaging the pelvic diaphragm so the whole pelvic bowl fills up. Inhale a little more. Feel that fullness, that oxygenation, and we'll deoxygenate and just let it go. Exhale, navel center in and up, and feel you get a little taller. So I'm going to tune in, and you're welcome to join. This is believed to, most of all, I dedicate my practice. It's known as Ishvara Pranadhana, that we are doing this for God, to remember the God in us. So it's our spiritual devotion. And Dev is the word, that whatever the word God means to you, we're reverently saluting that, and we're saluting that in ourself. We're trying to awaken our inner teacher. I believe this mantra offers me protection and grounding as well. and takes my mind out of darkness into light. That's really what guru means. So it's Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. We'll do that 3 times. So inhale deeply and chant Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Inhale deeply. Fill up with those vibrations and let those sounds resound and resonate up through the conch. It's similar to the word Om. It means the totality of the cosmos, all of creation, creative vibration. So let it resound a few more moments, vibrating in every cell of your body, and then exhale, let your hands float down. And we'll do some quintessential Kundalini yoga, which is very similar to the traditional Hatha yoga. We'll start with hands on the shins. This gives us some leverage, and you're flexing the spine. It's different than a seated cat-cow, mainly because the chin is back. So we're really only working with the lumbar and thoracic, and actually this helps protect the neck and also help us to break the habit of doing that. So going back and forth, rocking basically. I always like to remember that this pose was originally called camel pose. So there's like a little bumpiness to it in a sense, how the pelvis would rock. And you want to match movement with breath. And the belly is out and the belly goes in and up. So when you come forward, there's an inhale. When you go back, there's an exhale. So, and think so, belly button out, belly button in. And closed eyes. Whenever you close the eyes and do this inward upward gazing, you engage the optic nerve. First of all, it's good for eyesight, the eyeball muscles. And those muscles can put some little different pressure onto the different glands in the brain, the different hemispheres, our frontal lobe, and just get more circulation going there. So that inward upward gaze, right where that is the pituitary gland. So keep going a few more moments with this spine flex as you focus on both the esoteric third eye and the pituitary gland, the master gland. So inhaling forward, exhaling back. And in true Kundalini form, as it was taught originally, Sat Nam is the mantra we want to use. So when you rock forward, you say the sounds silently, or you could chant it audibly. Sat, and when you go back, Nam. What does that mean? True, truth is the bija Sat. The word Sat means truth, and Nam is a bija, the derivative from like Namaste or Namo, means your name, who you are, your identity. Okay, a few more. Really go for it these last couple of moments and think about your spine, getting younger, getting more limber, getting more hydrated, waking up. And then inhale, sit tall, abdomen out when you breathe in, lift the heart, feel perfect posture and energy flowing up. Just contemplate the effects and relax. So now let's twist the spine in a different way. I really like how this feels on my wrist because we're always doing this flexion. 4 fingers in the front, thumb in the back. That really opens and expands the chest. And we're going to twist, and you want to keep your elbows back. So shoulder blades pinch in towards the spine, forearms parallel. So elbows are up, but shoulders stay down, right? And we twist. Probably going to want to close your eyes so you don't get dizzy. If you don't like closing your eyes, look from one wall to the other wall. So you find drishtis that way. And the chin goes along with the whole rest of the spine. And where you want to feel the stretch happening is way down below the navel. But keeping your pelvis stable. So rooting through the anchoring and rooting through those sitting bones. Feel the expansion through the heart and lungs. And now we'll add the mantra and the breath sequencing. When you twist to the left wall, you breathe in. When you twist to the right wall, you breathe out. So inhale left, exhale right. You find your own pace with all of this. You can go really slow if you'd like, or you can go to town and really go fast. This is you, this is your practice. But above all, feel what you feel. Visualize how the spine, those beautiful vertebrae, are rotating, and your kidneys, your liver, especially liver, all love twists. They're literally getting twisted like bringing out a dish rag or something. Great for helping just homeostasis. Couple more moments here, and then if you want, if you haven't already, add a mantra that just sort of ups the ante to keep all these different things happening in your mind, to keep you focused. And just again and again, we keep forgetting our true form. So when you inhale to the left, you say to yourself, Sat. When you exhale right, you mentally resonate Nam, or you could be Sat Nam, audibly is another option. Couple more moments there. And inhale, center. Bring elbows up, and we get right up under the pits. There's a lot of muscle attachments there, so this really helps release the shoulder girdle. Belly's out, belly button out when you breathe in. And exhale, just kind of shake it, integrate everything, and hands on the knees for some leverage. And here we'll go with a spiraling. Feel your sitting bones again, but just really let everything unleash. Go for this spiraling, grinding sensation. Your pelvis is sort of shaped like a pot. So think of your spine as you are like a spoon or something stirring the pot. I like to think of a mortar and a pestle grinding some herbs or something. So you've chosen, right, which direction you want to go. Maybe you've been spinning clockwise. And belly out. When you come forward, belly in and up, do some like undulation. So navel center, belly out, navel center in and up. Really nice in the ball and socket. Feel it in your hips and shoulders too, are getting in on the act. And so I like it for the waistline. You can kind of get a little exercise there. Maybe you want to change directions now. If that feels good to you, do that. Staying connected to the breath above all. This is called the Sufi grind. And maybe because I love to do Sufi dancing, the whirling dervish. This is probably this is why my all-time favorite thing that I learned in my Kundalini training. A couple more times around, breathing in and out. Feel how nice and warm your joints are. And then go ahead and sit tall. Retain the breath. And exhale. And then let's shake out the legs. You can, what you want to do is feel you're on the sitting bones. Flex the feet in, press the heels down, softness here. Chin stays back, hinge from here. So we come from here, hinge from the hips, the spine goes long. Hold somewhere that feels good realistically. We're still warming up. So you don't have to go for it. Even if you can, go for it. Maybe just back off a little bit and focus on the elongation as you come forward and the sitting bones going down and back, and breathe long and deep. The holding of the toes, if you have that flexibility and there's no strain back here, that's an option. And you would then press thumb knuckles into the toenail. There's in reflexology, that is the brain, the head and neck and brain is in the toe. So softening down. Because I have a big belly, one way to go a little deeper is to lift up the extra flesh and move it out of the way. And then you can go deeper. See what I just did? Nice stretch. This pose, Paschimottanasana, is the name in Hatha Yoga. Kundalini, we just call it the forward fold or the life nerve stretch because it is innervating. It's stimulating the longest, thickest nerve in the body, the sciatic nerve. So long breaths up and down the back body, long lengthening of the hamstrings, and listen to your breath. We'll just stay with this a few more moments. And inhale, exhale. So now I would suggest, if you have one, I love my little meditation cushion I got in the Himalayas. So if you have a cushion and you dedicate it and you only use it for meditation, I mean, you could use it for other things, but every time I get this out, I know I'm going to meditate, and that all the energy that from years and years that I've meditated I believe are like in it. And that energy is bringing it to me. You always want to have a natural surface. My teacher in India told me that to practice on animal fur, specifically sheep. And traditionally, I mean, Shiva meditated on a lion skin. There is electromagnetic energy that comes from it. And I am not at all into wearing fur or eating animals, but if the sheep was already dead and they repurposed it, gives it a repurposing of it. And also maybe hopefully it went to feed some family in Africa, who knows. But anyway, lift up your butt with something. You could even use a couch cushion. But again, I really suggest dedicating something. Same reason when I put on white clothes, I'm like, all right, I'm going to do Kundalini yoga, my uniform. And this, I always feel, just kind of helps me keep my head straight or my lid on it to contain the energy. So we're going to do it's a pranayama, but it's considered a kriya too, a purification exercise is how you could, completed set of things is how you can define kriya. In kriya yoga, the Paramahansa Yogananda, kri represents an action, and yas is really another word for God. So it's like we're doing this action, like I said, for God, to know that we're God. All right, so enough of talking. So it's called the breath cleansing kriya, and it involves nadi. Different nadis are channels, and you have, just like how Chinese medicine has like the yang and the yin, the masculine, feminine, or sun, moon. That's what ta is, sun, moon, hot, cold, like strong, soft. Those different polarities is what we're working with. And Ida and Pingala is what the nadis are, and they cross. So, and it represents how the brain hemispheres activate too. So we're going to first start with the left nostril only, and we want to do 26 breaths. And one inhale and one exhale is 26, about the same length each. And remember, belly out on the inhale, belly in and up on the exhale. Keep your nice posture, gently covering the right nostril. And so just a little press to close it. And then the fingers are straight up like a antenna. So close your eyes. You can have the other hand in Sanskrit, it's called Jnana Mudra. In Gurumukhi, it's called Gyan Mudra. So start with an exhale. And that's your clearing breath. And then inhale left only. And exhale left only. So that's one. So do 25 more. When you've completed your 26, bring your hand down and just take a few clearing breaths. And you'll take your right hands into Jnana Mudra. And if you're ready, otherwise finish the rounds for your breathing left. But if you're ready, we will conversely now cover, gently close left nostril. And remember, keep the chin parallel in a nice, perfect posture. And gazed at the brow. Exhale out of the right. And then begin inhaling right. Your sun, your yang, your pingala. That's what it's known as. And then exhale right. And do 25 more. Whenever you've completed your 26, come back to breathing both nostrils equally, clearing breaths, feeling the effects, balancing. Ida Pingala, Sun Moon, Hatha, Yin Yang. Okay, beautiful. So the next part of this set is to take prayer pose, Anjali Mudra. Put some pressure there, shoulders down, elbows so you're parallel, and press the thumb knuckles into that little notch and lift the breastbone to make contact there. So we'll be doing breath of fire. And breath of fire is an equal inhale, equal exhale. And it's quick. So I like to think of both a sniff, taking a powerful sniff like that, and a like I blow my nose. And another way it could be taught or understood is like how a dog pants. It's about the pace. You want one round, one inhale, one exhale is one round every 2 to 3 seconds. So it's not that would you fall out. Actually, that's Kapalabhati, and it's not like powerful exhale. That is a whole different extra. Actually, Kapalabhati is, and Bhastrika is. Those sometimes get confused with breath of fire. Okay, so it is an inward. You can see how I was doing on the other ones, an inward, upward movement of the navel center, the diaphragm actually, and then the diaphragm comes down. So you don't have to do a whole lot of activity with it. It'll just come down, but an inward upward engagement, I kind of think of like a little Heimlich maneuver. So that is breath of fire. Do not do breath of fire if you're menstruating or pregnant. And if you feel dizzy from it, just stop or maybe do it a little more gently. So again, take your prayer pose. If you haven't already stayed in it, that's great. Gaze up and in at the brow point, and we begin breath of fire. We'll do one more minute. You could be doing the Satnam, Satnam, Satnam. Very empowering mantra. Keeps your mind focused. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam, Satnam, 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 quick. And inhale deeply. Feel all that fire you've created. Feel wide awake and energized. Agni, fire, and that solar plexus. Press palms into each other. Thumb knuckles into sternum. Vibrate, resonate. And exhale, relax. Feel the effects. So one more. So just to reiterate. So that powerful, that is what's known as Bhastrika, bellows breath. And that the forceful exhale, passive inhale, that is Kapalabhati. So those are two different pranayamas versus, so that equal inhale, equal exhale. Okay, so very good. There's one more thing in the set to complete it, and that is the alternating nadi, Shodhana or Shodhana, different ways you can pronounce it, Shodhanan, Shodhana. So what it is, we will, like we did before, gently, don't try to push too hard, just close to cover. These fingers are up. So we're inhaling through the left. We're going to take what's known as the Jupiter finger, that index, cover the left, is just a little gentle press there, and then remove your thumb Exhale out the right. So that was one round. So cover the right, Jupiter, all the fingers up. Inhale left. Use your that Jupiter, that index finger, to close the left, and then remove the thumb. Exhale right. And then go back to the hand posture. So that was 2. So we're doing 24 more. Remember your posture, to gaze at the brow point. Your left hand can be in Jnana Mudra. Keep your right elbow just kind of tucked in towards the side. Really think about the brain, the different hemispheres. There's what's called the corpus callosum, where they communicate with each other, the structure connecting the two hemispheres, and the different aspects of your being. Gender is fluid. We all have masculine, we all have feminine qualities. We balance that part of both in our beings, in our brain, in our nadis. Remember, you're inhaling right, sun, covering, exhaling left, covering left, inhaling right, exhaling left, covering left, inhaling right, exhaling left, closing left, inhaling right, the sun, cover and close and exhale out the moon. Finishing your 26 rounds wherever you're at. When you've finished, both hands down to Yana Mudra. And we just take some clearing breaths and rest. Rest meditatively. Feel the prana in all the different ways. We've yama controlled it, directed it in ways that have beautiful balancing effects, calming effects, and energizing effects. The breath cleaning, the breath cleansing kriya. The vital air, the life force, freeing flowing freely, and freely flowing. Okay, beautiful. Hopefully you've completed your 26 and had a little rest. Okay, now take your legs out in front of you and maybe shake them or roll your ankles. Okay, awesome. So now I'm going to have us do this kriya, by the way, that is this, the workshop that I'm teaching is spring cleaning for your mind and body. And of course, our energy body, the aura, is where that's when things first go awry. So we want to have a healthy aura. The energetics, the chakras, things like that is what make us sick. And spring is all about, we get that urge, there's more light and the earth is coming alive again. So it's the perfect time to do things to clean us out. So the next few things we're going to do, and ideally you're on an empty stomach, especially for the one coming up. So I've already discussed what breath of fire is. If you have that thing under you, you can bring it out. And hopefully you're practicing on a natural surface. Even just like a yoga blanket is good, the wool. All right, so tuck pose. We tuck the chin back. That's what you want to think of at all times. And it's basically hugging your knees, but that's such a good stretch for the back and hips. And you want to think about bringing your nose between the knees, and we're going to do breath of fire. So it's that while we're in that position. So we'll just do it a few minutes or 1 minute. How about? So when we lift up using core, not neck. So the chin is back. Think of the nose going between it. You might be able to get it all the way up. Hugging, rather than knees, hug shins, and you can get them in more. Maha Mudra does this, stimulates the ascending and descending colon. So chin into the back of the cervical vertebra and begin breath of fire. Stay relaxed in your neck. If this bother you have neck issues, you could keep head down, or you could hold and support the head without pulling it. Move the navel center in and up. Up and down, diaphragm. Think about your whole abdominal cavity getting massaged, getting activated. Your neck gets stronger, but also, again, chin in and back and lift. You're really working core here too. Gaze at brow point. Use your breath to empower you. Breath of fire. Fire up the gut. Assimilate and eliminate food. Last couple of seconds. And lower down and relax. You can take a full body stretch, whatever feels good there, and or just continue to hug your knees. And all right, so losing my turban. The next one is similar, breath of fire. And again, keeping the chin back. It's kind of a quintessential Kundalini one, stretch pose. And we're stretching energetically, fingers up, crown away from the toes. So you want your feet to be about 6 inches off the ground and together and pointed, chin in and back, lift from the core, pump from the navel center, which is 3 fingers below the belly button. So here we are like this. Really reach out and away, gazing down the bridge of your nose at your toes. And pump that navel center in and up. You want to keep the low back down. You're scooping out the abdomen from like navel center down to pubis bone. So think of a shallow bowl. Move that navel center, empower it. You can also do the Satnam, 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 Satnam. I am, I am, I am. My name is truth. I am invincible. I am much better than I think I am. Stronger than I think I am. I am not this body. Couple more seconds. Inhale, remain in the position. Exhale, maybe you can hug your knees if that feels good. Rock side to side. Massage your back. Good. And then let's roll over. Maybe a child's pose for a second would feel nice. Widen your knees and stretch. Child's pose can be done too with thighs together. That might feel nicer for you. And just stretch out. Child's pose is a great one for the back. And abdominal cavity gets activated, but also the brow point. We talk about that all the time, how that is your inside, is your third eye, but also the glandular system, the endocrine. All right, so coming now, seated. Actually, not seated, we're gonna do one more, is on your, sitting your heels on your rear end. If this bothers your crease of your ankle, you could always put like a little towel there. Let's see if you can see me in the camera. So that little pad there could go, roll up a little like tea towel or something. You could also put a bigger thing, even bigger than this one, a fuller bolster or pillow that you sit on between your rear end and heels. So like that. All right. So this is the thunderbolt pose, Vajrasana, and sometimes known as hero's pose. It's been named rock pose before because it's so much apana. You could like digest a rock. There are meridians on the shin for the stomach. So just the weight of your body. It's a really great pose to keep lower extremity joints supple and lubricated. Sat Kriya is another quintessential Kundalini exercise. So the whole thing is considered a complete exercise set. Kriya is the true one. So the everything Kriya. It's involving, again, that inward, upward navel center. It's like kind of like doing sit-ups, definitely like massaging your organs, but energetically, this navel center, this third chakra about our confidence, our commitment, our willpower, our healthy self-esteem. There's a lot of things. Setting boundaries is what I think of here. A lot of qualities about Manipura chakra. And again, creating that heat, the diaphragm moving up and down, purifying the organs. So there is a mudra, a really fun mudra. So the Venus mudra, doing whatever feels right for you. You can interlace fingers and have the right pinky on the outside or the left. See which feels better for you. Traditionally, it was taught where the right side, we say is masculine and the left is feminine, but it doesn't necessarily mean about sex or the parts that you have. Anyway, so the index fingers are up. You could do it like a little steeple like that, or both palms can be up. That's another option. But anyway, crossing the thumbs was how it originally was taught. And you could put left over right or right over left. Again, what feels right for you. And that's going to go straight up overhead. I'm not far back enough to show you, but how far can I go to see it? Here, maybe? Nope. Anyway, it's going up, straight up overhead. So just imagine my mudra there. Camera's cutting it off. And as opposed to doing this, because your shoulders and arms are going to get tired, you want to kind of, I think of lifting the balls out of the sockets and then sliding the shoulder blades into place. Arms kind of hug the ears. So when you do the movement, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. There is movement here, but not here. Sat Nam, right? just the diaphragm actually ideally moves. And so it's going to sound like that. Sut, a powerful movement, and nam. So even just saying those words, sut makes the diaphragm come up, nam makes it come down. And also notice the sut, the T sound touches the tongue to the palate, and on that palate right above it is what? Pituitary. So let's begin Sat Kriya. So closed eyes, gazed at the brow point, taking your Venus mudra, and Sat Nam, 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 Sat Nam. Picking up the pace a little. Sat Nam, 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 Sat Nam. Now inhale deeply. Fill up, widening the pelvic floor, but think of drawing energy up. And we retain the breath and we lock the pelvic floor. Root lock, mula or mul bund, mula bandha. Contracting rectum, reproductive organs, navel center, too, below the belly button, and the whole area, the pubococcygeal muscles, that perineum squeeze. Stay in that position and then exhale, release your lock. And we lock the breath out. So no breath, empty lungs, and squeeze like you're holding in a urination and bowel movement, and pull energy up. Kundalini energy traveling up your spine like a elevator, pulling it up and out the mudra. And then inhale, relax your arms, just float them down. And we think of spring cleaning, our energetic field, the magnetic field, which the philosophy is that Kundalini helps strengthen and gets rid of holes in that, repairs holes, elevates our vibes. All right, good. So now we want to rest. We did 3 minutes. So ideally, it's been taught that when you do a Sat Kriya, you rest double the amount of time. So we'll take now a 6-minute Javasana. So as you just lay down, open up your feet a little bit, take a external rotation, I will sit and hold space for you. So you can just have your arms away from the body a little bit. Closed your eyes. When you close your eyes, think of covering up your eyeballs like you're pulling down a blanket or something, or a window shade, so it feels darker inside your head. You might still hear those sounds, Sat Nam, resonating, resounding, every fiber of your being. Take a moment now, too, to contemplate how many times your tongue hit the palate, where those 84 meridians are. So start with just longer breaths now, longer, deeper breaths. Inhale, remember belly is out, filling up maybe a little more. And then let it go, emptying out. Empty your lungs, empty your mind. And begin creating more space between those breaths. Really feel what it's like to be a corpse in Javasana. Be a dead body with those few moments of breathlessness. Slowing down the overall rate of respiration by taking those pauses. 4-part breath. Inhale fully, deeply. Retain. Remain full a little while. Totally let it out. Let it all go. Completely exhaling. And then that breathless state for a few moments. Be emptying. And then from your feet all the way up to your head, relax every single piece and part of you. And from the top of your head all the way down to your feet, relax deeply and completely. Whole body. Go deeper. while you are continuing to go deeper and deeper into a blissful state of sublime relaxation. A very sweet Shavasana. I am meditating now, wherever you are, whomever you are, whenever you practice this live or 1 year from now, who knows when. Think of the moment as if time stands still. The past, present, and future are one. I am meditating on sending you healing energy from my heart to yours. Distant Reiki. Really sensitized to that, our connection through the ethers, through all time and space. Feeling connected to yourself, to me, to anyone else who may be watching and practicing now or in the future, and to all beings everywhere, to the entire cosmos. And in that sense of belonging and connection, feel healed and whole and home. Guru Guru Wahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Wahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Wahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru Guru Ramdas Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Inhale deeply, a really cleansing, purifying breath, filling up, becoming more awake, more alert, feeling more alive as you start. Big exhale, but even your next inhale be bigger, bringing back new life. Feeling have done that spring cleaning to yourself, and from the dead body, feeling more alive, and you let movement start coming, waking up at the extremities. Just start small, little wiggling, good for your phalanges and the carpal and tarsal bones. Make some circles as you twirl them. Oh my gosh, the cerebral or the synovial fluids dry up. So really get those healthy and happy. And then a full body stretch like we did with stretch pose. Stretch from your navel center below the belly button and from the fingertips to the toes. Really stretch, 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 stretch. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Inhale, exhale. Now hug right knee into your chest and use your left hand to cross it over. Shoulder on the right shoulder stays down, and you can look left. Cat stretch. And then we hug the knee and crisscross it over. Try not to go too far. I like to hook my toe, my left toe there in the inside of the right thigh, and just a gentle press, keeping that left shoulder grounded. Nice spinal rotation, organ twisting, IT band stretching. It wraps around through the gluteals and get your back muscles. Okay, so then legs will come up in the air, knees out in the side, so you're like a diamond, and the palms are up here, and we rub. Remember those nadis? 72,000 of them. Wake them up, and then hugging your knees, rocking and rolling like a ball. There goes my turban. It massages the spine and works your core, stimulates organs. So once you have, like a bad hair day, it's a bad turban day. Um, so, I'm not a Sikh, but I did practice for a year and I covered my head for that year. And, I really felt different, really felt contained. I really felt a sense of reverence. And that's what I love about when I wear this during the practice of Kundalini. Okay, anyhow, so we're going to do two more things before we end class. This one's a secret one. And so many of these Kriyas for centuries were secret. The what's known as the Upanishads at the feet of the master. I look at it as like you have a sensei, and the disciple, the student has to prove to their master they're ready. Because some of these teachings are very powerful. Don't think of them as just willy-nilly. They have very powerful effects. So anyway, this was kept secret for a very long time because that is believed. This one is one of the most powerful Kriyas. And it all comes from our digestion because the gut is our second brain. So if we have a healthy digestion, everything, our serotonin, our dopamine, and just, how it feels really good when you've had a great bowel movement or how shitty you feel when you haven't shit. Okay. Anyway, it's called Vatskar Dauti. And a lot of different schools of yoga, the different lineages do this like abdominal churning as a kriya, purifying the body because we're toxic, right? Even like I try to eat organic and vegan, but there's just toxicity and all kinds of things. And then we're toxic in our mind. So anyway, so this whole purpose of this class is about purifying the mind and body. So this is a great one to include. Vatskar Dauti is the kriya to master your digestion. So it's funny, I'm looking at this camera and I'm looking at my computer and my phone trying to do both types of media. All right, so what it is, we sit, our nice yogic posture, and we're gonna like an O, and you're kind of like sipping in breaths, like in segmented, like little sips, like a straw. It's kind of like a bigger O. I like to hear that sound. So it's sipping in as much breath as you can, as much as you can bring in comfortably. And once you're full and you feel like that's enough breath, you close, and then we begin. Sometimes why I want to move my stomach, I want to move my mouth too. Anyway, it's like a belly dancer. It's really hard to do that without wanting to move the body too, just the abdominal. I go in clockwise. The instructions don't, or at least I try. That's where peristalsis goes, ascending colon from the right side across all these twists and turns and then out the descending colon. And we all know, like, if you heard that, how long, if you stretch out the intestines, it goes a long ways, and then it twists and turns. So things get stuck. So, like dough, you're kneading it. So we're going to do that. And this is the thing, because it was a secret kriya. It is, if it says that it's forbidden, like do not do it more than 3 times in one setting, but you can do it twice a day. And if you do it twice a day, you will have mastered your digestion, or you just have perfect digestion. And always want to be done on an empty stomach. So hopefully you haven't eaten. In general, yoga needs to be done on an empty stomach, but especially this one. So we'll do 2 more rounds, okay? Oh, I didn't say. Once you've inhaled through the O mouth and we retain the breath, while the breath is held in, we churn with the breath suspended in. We churn as many times as we can until we need to exhale, and we don't strain the breath, and then we exhale out the nose. And maybe by the second or third round, you can retain the breath more. And then let's begin. 2 more rounds. So O mouth. You filled up, you close your mouth, keep jaw relaxed. You can gaze at the brow or just visualize your abdomen, the whole abdominal content. Think of the organs, use your isometric movements of all the different abdominal muscles. So it's good to strengthen your core. Churn, churn, churn. And when you need to exhale, it's out through the nose. Long, steady stream out through the nose. One more. Inhale, O-shaped mouth. Maybe we could sip in a little more, segmented. We retain. Relax, though, as you retain, and move the gut. Churn the whole abdominal cavity. Inward, upward, outward. Churning. A couple more times. And exhale out the nose. One long, steady stream. Beautiful. So relax for a moment. And let me get to my notes. We'll do one more meditation. So if you'd like to get your cushion again, because we'll be, and if you want to like straighten out your legs a little bit and shake them, if you'd like a little break from sitting in easy pose. All right. So coming back to easy pose or whatever position you're comfortable in. So this is meditation for mental purity. And we will be having the eyes 9/10 of a way closed. So sometimes you'll see the Buddha depicted like that, not all the way closed, but just sort of like that. And then it does kind of focus everything downward, a grounding, calming effect. Remember our yogic posture. The hands are in similar to Dhyana mudra, and often in Dhyana mudra, dhyana means meditation. It's held here at the solar plexus area, or I like it in my lap. But with dhyana, the thumb tips touch. But this one we're doing thumbs out, away from the body. And again, it could be with right over left, masculine, feminine. Right would be on top, masculine if you identify with, or you want to harness, activate more of the right side, the pingala, the masculine, or you could have left over right. But sometimes I like to just try out both and see which one I need more. And so there's going to be a mantra, which is what I love about Kundalini yoga, is it really incorporates a lot of chanting or singing and vocalizing. Again, the tongue has meridians and energy channels, and the palate has it. And this particular man means mind, and tra is this frequency, a vibration. And so the two together are like a tool, a way to keep your mind focused and to bring it both physiologically and energetically, metaphysically, bringing it to these higher realms. So it's 2 words, well, it's 3 words total, and that we repeat twice each word. So it's Gobind, Gobind. So there's a to Gobind, Gobind, and then Hari, Had. So with the go part, we have the sound that is like, what we want to do with our mouth go is like, but think of it as like kissing, go. All right. And go means cow. So, in India, cows are sacred. They give milk, feed babies milk. All right. So, and then bind. I digress a lot, and I do a lot of stream of consciousness, go off topic. So hopefully you find some of that interesting or informative. And so go is that little lip O, kissing, go, and then bind. You want to, and a lot of this too, you want to be really aware of how the tongue hits the palate in different places. When you learn the Sanskrit language, you're actually taught by where a tongue makes contact. The phonetics, it's fascinating. So it goes against where the front teeth are, bind. And then with the hari, what I love, what happens? You smile, hari. So Govinda is another name you might have heard in Sanskrit Hindu chanting Gobinde, Gobind. There's the Bij, Gobind is shorter, or Gobinda, Govinda, Gopala. Anyway, it means the same thing, which, again, I digress. It's coming out of the word Vishnu. It's another name for, aka Vishnu, who is the god of preservation and sustenance and operates in the world. So I think that's important to know a little bit about what that meaning is. You're chanting to bring you that. And then Hari is, it could mean a couple different things. Had is the creative aspect of God, again, another name for Vishnu. But Hari is also similar to like Jay, like yes, victory to that. So anyway, this particular meditation for the purity of the mind and activating those qualities I just mentioned, it's believed to have the capacity to make your mind as clear as a crystal. So we can think of that too, a crystal clear mind and a full purity of the deities that are those qualities of preservation and sustenance. And just for that, for ourselves. So we take our mudra, we take the thumbs out, 9/10 of the way open with your eyelids. And it's all monotone, all in one breath like this. Inhale. Gobinda, Gobinda, Hari, Had. Gobinda, Gobinda, Hari, Hari. Gobinda, Gobinda, Hari, Hari. Gobinda, Gobinda, Hari, Hari. Gobind, Gobind, 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 Hari, Inhale deeply. Still feel and hear those sounds, the vibrations. Sensitize to your mudra of your hands and your eyes. And exhale, relax. Beautiful. So we've completed our Kundalini yoga for spring cleaning your mind and body. So hopefully you feel clean and energized, and we have stayed sane. Stay sane with Kundalini yoga. So hopefully you'll join me more in the future on this page, and you'll see announcements for that. So we'll close with a traditional, well, I love this song. It's an Irish blessing. And so get yourself a little more awake and bring your hands here. So I'll sing it twice. By the second time around, you'll get it if you don't already know it. Chanting so that we feel sunny. We're so sunny that we cast rays onto others. We brighten up. You know, you walk into a room, you brighten it up, and you shed that light like a lighthouse for others. So I always think about who I want to send this to, especially someone who you know who really needs it, or someone who's hard to love. Shed it on yourself. Shed that light for yourself. Being your own guru, your own teacher. Feel that light mind, light body, and we'll chant it, of course, for all beings, that we will be happy, be guided, and know the pure love within us. So inhale deeply to sing. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. And we'll close with a long sat. We know the truth. And the Nam, we know who we are. Inhale deeply. Sat Nam. May you know your inner purity always. May you have a healthy body, a peaceful mind, a full heart of love, and a life full of abundance. So peace to all, love to all, light to all. Satnam. Thank you for sharing your time, your energy with me, with whomever else is out there doing this right now, or even maybe you just watched a little bit of it and you connected with me that way. I appreciate it. So I will finish with this one. Satnam, bye. And now I will end on my Zoom. Satnam, bye.